Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is The Silver Coin, #1 by Image. Now there are burning alive, alcohol, swearing, possibly black evil magic, mystical coin or magical coin, and and flesh being ripped out from a finger. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, so the name, the writer and all that should be appearing right here in front of you. It does have Chip Zdarsky, which again I heard of. Just yesterday I read another Image comic. Yeah, I heard of him, but I don't remember what he wrote or worked on exactly. But I have heard of people talking about him. But again, I don't remember. I did hear his name. But that's it. I don't know anyone else from this. There's the variant covers, which, on this case, I suppose doesn't really matter. Oh, and the silver coins created by a bunch of these people you'll see down below. Yeah, quite, all these guys created. Interesting. Does that mean they all share the rights? Yeah, anyway. Alright, so that's the names and everything. I picked this one up many months ago, and only now I finally got around to reading it. I'm pretty sure it already has a volume now, until I got my ass around to it, because I know there's more issues out. But yeah, when I first heard of it, Kamikaze posted about it back then. It seemed pretty interesting, so I figured I'd check it out. So I got this first issue. Alright, so our story happens in 1978. Right? 1978. Yeah, 1978. We have this rock band consisting of this gentleman here, Ryan, Ashley, the drummer of the group. At first, I couldn't tell if she was a man or a woman, but she's a lady. And Joe. So they play at this club they frequent, but they don't really have many, groupies. Not a lot of people really come to see them play. They're friends with the bartender or the bar owner. Yes, I think he has a high position there anyway. But yeah, things are not going great. Disappoints Ryan. He's pissed about it. He wants greater things. Yeah, and all that. Anyway, after their gig that didn't have anyone there even watching them, because during this time it's all about the disco, which the owner Daniel, that's the guy who put them in the slot, says now it's all about the disco. Anyway, they go home to Ryan's. Anyway, to one of their houses. Don't know whose. And they sit, drink beer, smoke, and Ryan brought a box of his mother's belongings that his father wanted to throw out. And Ashley's going through it. I guess they're looking to see if there's some stuff in there they can sell and buy some new equipment for the band. And Ashley pulls out this coin, this weird-looking coin. And this looks really old. Tosses it to Ryan. And it cuts his finger, I think. Not right there. Anyway, he looks at it. There's obviously something weird about it, Just a second. Just finished reading it, and I'm already... okay, yeah, it's not immediately he pricks his finger on it. Well, anyway, they find it looks weird. Anyway, then they go to practice playing music, but Ryan can't find pick, for the guitar. So Ashley tells him just get a coin. So he pulls out the coin that they found earlier, plays with it, and suddenly their music, I guess, sounds amazing. They play so hard that Ashley freaks out a little bit. Joe is amazed, and Ryan's finger here gets right here. The flesh gets a bit torn from playing. Well, later they talk about it outside. By the way, this coin belonged to Ryan's mother. And the only thing she left when she abandoned the family. Because there's only Ryan and his dad. The mom left. Anyway, they all talk about it outside, this must be magic, Joe says. Because, suddenly we sound different. Anyway, they go back to later they go back to the club, and they play, and Ryan uses the coin, and it, I guess, either puts a spell on people, and suddenly they just love their music, or, I don't know, elevates their music, whatever it does. But if you watch a lot of horror movies, you'd probably immediately already think this is going to lead to disaster, and you'd be right. You'd be absolutely right. So they play with the coin, without the coin, when they practice in the garage. And so it's obvious that the coin's doing something. They start getting more gigs at the club, more people come to listen to them, they're like, ooh, fanatic about it. And after one gig, Daniel tells them, I have this friend from this big music magazine. He'll drop by next week, to hear you. So they're excited about it and all. They go back to Ryan's home. He's laying in bed playing guitar. There's a crow constantly everywhere in this comic as well. Symbolic, maybe? Anyway, Ryan's playing music. His dad comes into his room. And Ryan, tells him, just practicing. That sounds very good, son. Ryan tells him, yes, I'm practicing for a big gig. I'll probably be moving out really soon. And then his dad freezes and says, where did you get that coin? Ryan shows it to him, and the dad immediately recognizes it as the coin that belonged to his wife. And the dad wants to return the coin, and Ryan's like, fuck no. This is our ticket out of here and shit. Ryan really wants to leave town and, become a big rock star, maybe. Anyway, wants to become big in music. His dad tells him to kind of cryptically, maybe, I do understand. I understand. So I wonder if something happened to Ryan's mom. With the same thing with the coin. As after his dad leaves, Ryan thinks that maybe the coin gave his mother the strength to leave the dad. Or maybe she left the coin for the dad. I don't know. Anyway, we move on to the gig. They play very well again. This guy from the music magazine comes. Daniel takes Ryan to him out back so they can talk about, stuff. The guy tells him, you're good, but right now it's the time of the disco, so maybe in a few years I can sign you, maybe change some of your tunes a bit, add some horns. I don't know if he meant horns as in instruments of music, or did he mean, like devil horns? I don't know. Ryan gets very pissed off at this. It says, like, fuck you, you don't understand. And he leaves. He goes back in. Ashley, sees him and says, so what, did he not like our music? And Ryan's like, he knows we're good, but, he's not gonna sign us because it's all about the disco. So it looks like we're gonna have to start playing disco. And Ashley, Ashley just enjoys, them playing music together, their friendship and all that. She doesn't want to play disco. But Ryan wants to make it big. So he tells her to tell Daniel that he'll join this disco group called Disco's Hits. He calls them before this the Disco Shits. That would have been a better name. He's gonna join them. He'll do whatever it takes to get to the top, even if it's, joining the disco guys. Anyway, the next gig, he's with the Disco Hits. He goes on stage with them. Ashley and Joe are not there. They don't come to see it. He starts playing as always. The coin works all the same. I guess it has no, like he says, allegiances to rock. And neither does Ryan. But then things start to go bad. Real bad. Everyone gets into some hypnosis. Everyone starts dancing, and Ryan starts playing really hardcore. That I think the part of his finger gets cut off on the strings of the guitar. You can see that some of it's off, but he keeps playing and he can't stop. And everyone around starts dancing almost like in a craze. There's one chick on the dance floor with a broken leg. Why would you go to a disco club when you're with a broken leg? I mean, I get it, she can sit down somewhere, but, it's dark and everything. I guess it was just there to show us, everyone, they're just gonna dance. They have no choice. Because you can see she's crying as she's dancing. Things keep going bad. Daniel is, standing near the curtains, and he forcibly also starts to dance. And he drops, and the cigarette that's in his mouth falls on the curtain, and everything and it catches fire. And everyone starts to burn. Everyone around. Including, everyone. Ryan. And we can see him as he's burning. He holds up, it takes so we see the coin. And that's it, and then I guess it's the next day, maybe. There's just ashes and ashes everywhere. You got police, firefighters, paramedics, picking up bodies after the disaster that must have happened to the club. And two firefighters are talking amongst themselves, and one says, she says that, she doesn't get it. The fire happened from natural causes, but it seems like why didn't they find any people, rushing to the door to get out? She says they must have all been drugged, and unconscious. And she wants to look around some more, and then the other guy says, the other firefighter says, well, you better hurry, because Lewis is here. Lewis is some kind of guy that likes to to collect stuff that were left in the fire. Which is a bit creepy, and probably would get you fired from being a firefighter. No. The firefighter tells her, but we don't say anything because what are the odds he's going to find something good? And in the last scene, we see him he looks down, and in the last page, his hand is reaching towards the coin that it's in in the corpse of Ryan's hand. Wait. Yeah, he's a corpse now, and in his hand he still has the silver coin. So Lewis reaching for it, and in the background the crow is flying, and that's it. That's how it ends. So yeah, this was it. It was okay. I mean, I can't say it was really scary or surprising. I mean, I already assumed as soon as they saw the coin that it had an eyeball, yeah, things are about to get fucked up. But this just wasn't particularly interesting. I mean, it went by too fast. Because the thing is with this series, the stories, they revolve around the coin, from what I understand. But it's not going to be the same characters. It's just we're going to follow the coin and its shenanigans, essentially. But I don't know. I think if they just focus on these guys here in this comic, and made a longer story, this would have been quite interesting. Where did Ryan's mom leave? What's the history of the coin? Did she know about the coin? Honestly, if this was a book, I would read this. It could be really interesting. But as like a standalone story in a comic, it wasn't really exciting or anything. It was just pretty meh. Like I read this and I'm gonna give this away. I don't feel the need to reread it again. And even though the coin seems pretty interesting, it's yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay. Can't say I fell off my seat with amazement or anything. And even as far as horror stories go, I mean, this is, of course, this is supposed to be horror. It wasn't really scary. I mean, nothing in this made me scared. Oops, sorry, I jumped some pages. So, I don't know. I always want to say it was pretty mediocre. Pretty sure some maybe like some some horror movies were more interesting than this. To be fair, I've never watched too many horror movies. I don't know. The only time a horror book genuinely terrified me was Salem's Lot by Stephen King. That one genuinely made me feel fear. I would turn on the lights when I read that one. There was, I was sitting in the room behind me. It was dark. It was scary. This was like, Anyway, let's get to the art. The cover is, it's okay. It's not a bad cover. This is the art style. The art style is nice, I guess. It's pretty good. For what it is. It's got some nice scenes in it. I do like the coloring. The coloring was used well for the scenes. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can show you because it's pretty new. At least we have the coin here. Sadly, I can't show you the coin when it's got the eyeball. So this is Daniel, the guy with the banana. This is Joe, not Joe. This is Ashley, Ryan, and this is Joe. Over here. That's the box. And see, that's the coin there. Again, I wish it showed it with the eyeball here, because that was pretty neat. Yeah, art's pretty good. Looks better in some places than others. Tends to be a growing trend in comics nowadays. Yeah, there it is. Coloring's good, though. Good to bring a mood, although, since this wasn't particularly interesting and didn't really give that much of a mood. But yeah, that's about it. I think that's all right. Yeah. So I don't think I'll pick up the other one. It does in the end of this one tell you what the next issue is gonna be about. So the next issue is gonna be 1993, and it sounds like it's gonna be your average. A girl gets bullied by other girls and then gets revenge. I think I'll pass. Maybe I'll see what number 3's about, if it's any interesting. Yeah, so, if you like some... I don't know if I can call this a proper horror story, even. I guess if you like stories that have a bit of some scary, magical stuff in them, I think you'll like this. I mean, I realize people were burned alive in this, but compared to some other stuff I read, this was really tame. But again, tame in my standards. But yeah, if you like a bit of scary stuff, some, some magic, some death. I think you'll like this one. It's not too gruesome. I mean, it's got a bit of gore, but it's not. It's not super gory or graphic. Just a little bit. But if you don't like that too much, I think you can still read this. I don't think it'll affect you too much. And yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything else more to add to this one. I will be continuing with this series. Yeah, it was okay for what it was. Alright, so that is it, folks. Remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!